Oh, this is terrible. Oh, this is quite appalling. This is the worst start for a GP that I have ever seen in my whole life. The legendary voice of Murray Walker, an icon of Formula One commentary, escaped him as he grappled with the sheer magnitude of what was unfolding before his eyes. The 1998 Belgian GP would go down in history as a race like no other, a grand symphony of speed, skill, and sheer audacity that pushed the boundaries of motorsport drama. From the chaos of a 13-car pileup to jaw-dropping crashes that defied belief, from a literal pit lane brawl to the fiery duels of the Schumacher brothers, and culminating in a maiden victory for an unsung hero of the sport, this race had it all. The excitement began right from the qualifying sessions. The weather conditions on Saturday were optimal, with cool and dry track conditions, setting the stage for a thrilling showdown. The McLaren duo of Mika Häkkinen and David Coulthard engaged in a captivating duel for pole position. Each time Coulthard set a faster time, Häkkinen responded with even greater speed. Ultimately, Häkkinen secured pole position by a mere 1/10 of a second, solidifying McLaren's front row dominance. Damon Hill, defying expectations, secured third place, while Michael Schumacher and Eddie Irvine claimed 4th and 5th positions, respectively. Hill narrowly beat Schumacher, who faced scrutiny over a waved yellow flag incident. Race day dawned with unexpected weather conditions. Despite a forecast predicting warm and dry conditions, rain made an unanticipated appearance. Rain expert Michael Schumacher showcased his skills during the warm-up, setting the pace in his Ferrari. However, the unpredictable weather meant that only a few drivers, including Villeneuve and Gentileschi, opted for intermediate tires. Notably, Michael Schumacher chose the intermediate tires as well. When the lights went out for the race start, Häkkinen had a solid start, but Coulthard struggled to get off the line. Villeneuve quickly surged to challenge Häkkinen for the lead. Meanwhile, Hill, plagued by excessive wheel spin, dropped to around 7th from his third-place starting position, allowing Michael Schumacher to climb to 3rd. However, it was behind the frontrunners where chaos unfolded. The spray from the cars made visibility nearly impossible, but it was believed that Irvine made contact with Coulthard, sending the McLaren spinning across the midfield and into a terrifying crash with a concrete barrier. The ensuing wreckage and debris forced a red flag, halting the race. While the sight was horrific, all drivers involved miraculously escaped serious injury. It took nearly an hour to clear the wreckage and prepare spare cars for a restart. Irvine and Coulthard switched to spare cars, and Ralf Schumacher emerged uninjured as the only driver to avoid the initial havoc. As the cars lined up for the restart with only 18 drivers on the grid, Hill seized the opportunity to redeem himself from his earlier poor start. He took a golden opportunity to overtake both McLaren cars as they rounded La Source once again. While Hill basked in the glory of this achievement, Mika Häkkinen faced a nightmarish ordeal. As the race resumed after a red flag stoppage due to a massive crash, Hill's Jordan, shod with intermediate tires, initially appeared confident in the changing weather conditions. However, the rain intensified, challenging the car's performance. Michael Schumacher, in his Ferrari, skillfully overtook Hill into the bus stop chicane, taking the lead. Driving for Stewart, Jos Verstappen suffered a blown engine on lap 8, forcing an early retirement. Irvine, Schumacher's Ferrari teammate, also encountered problems on lap 9, damaging his front wing and barge board after missing a chicane and hitting a curb. He endured a lengthy pit stop to fix the damage and switch to full wet tires. Meanwhile, Ralf Schumacher demonstrated tactical brilliance by early switching to full wet tires on lap 11, a decision that would pay off later in the race. Despite the ever-changing conditions, Hill led the race for the initial laps, but Schumacher boldly moved on lap 7, outbraking Hill into the bus stop chicane, ultimately taking the lead. By lap 16, most of the leading drivers, including Jacques Villeneuve, who had earlier been on intermediates, pitted for full wet tires. Villeneuve had a brief misadventure into the barriers just before his stop. Hill's pit stop, while not entirely smooth due to front wing adjustments, allowed him to rejoin the race. Lap 17 witnessed Hill sandwiched between the two Schumachers, with Michael enjoying a comfortable lead over Hill. Ralf Schumacher's strategic tire change earlier helped him secure third place. Alesi, Frentzen, Irvine, Dennis, and Fisichella followed in the top positions. Coulthard, though, was growing frustrated with the conditions and wished for the return of the safety car. On lap 24, Ralf Schumacher had narrowed the gap to Damon Hill to just 10 seconds. Michael extended his lead over Hill to almost 30 seconds. However, tensions flared as Michael nearly collided with Dennis on this lap, foreshadowing events to come. On lap 26, disaster struck as Michael Schumacher's right front wheel collided with Coulthard's rear while attempting to pass him. This momentous crash resulted in severe damage to the Ferrari, ending Schumacher's race prematurely. At that point, he had a commanding lead, well over 30 seconds ahead of his competitors, and his championship aspirations were shattered in an instant. As Schumacher's race had unraveled in an instant, his rage knew no bounds. The pit lane witnessed an eruption of emotion as he hurled his steering wheel at his bewildered mechanic. Out of the car, Michael Schumacher stormed, his every step resonating with palpable rage. His destination, David Coulthard. A fiery confrontation ensued, fueled by accusations that cut deeper than the serrated Rouge. Coulthard recounted the explosive exchange, revealing that Schumacher fumed, leveling grave allegations, insinuating a deliberate attempt to harm him on the track, a sentiment as wild as the rain-soaked circuit itself. The drama escalated further as the crews of Ferrari and McLaren intervened, physically separating the two hot-blooded adversaries. The spectacle was nothing short of cinematic, a narrative twist of epic proportions. But Schumacher wasn't done. His thirst for justice led him to the steward's office, where he officially lodged a protest against Coulthard. The tension remained thick as Coulthard, reflecting on Schumacher's actions, criticized his behavior as disgusting for a driver of such remarkable talent, urging him to seek help in controlling his anger after such an explosive event. It's disgusting behavior for someone who's got such a fantastic record for driving in this sport. He really needs to get some sort of help for controlling his anger after such an event. It was a moment of sheer motorsport drama, where heroes and villains clashed, and the racing world held its collective breath. With 19 laps remaining in the race, Damon Hill found himself back in the lead. Despite Michael Schumacher's early race-ending crash, there was still hope for a Schumacher victory, courtesy of Ralf Schumacher's impressive performance. Ralf, proving that wet weather skills ran in the family, had made significant progress through the field, reducing Hill's lead from 22 seconds to just over 10 at one point. The race took another twist when a safety car was deployed following a crash involving Giancarlo Fisichella and Shinji Nakano. This development allowed Ralf Schumacher the opportunity to restart the race directly behind Hill. As the safety car retreated with 12 laps to go, Jordan faced a pivotal decision. They contemplated all factors, including Ralph's contract negotiations for the following year. Eventually, the team decided to use team orders, instructing Ralf not to overtake Damon. This decision did not sit well with Ralf, who was already in a challenging contract situation with Jordan and had been seeking a release to join Williams. While expressing his concern over the team radio regarding pressure from Ralf, Hill said, "I'm going to put something to you here, and I think you'd better listen to this. If we two race, we could end up with nothing. So it's up to Eddie. You've got to tell Eddie. If we don't race each other, we've got an opportunity to get first and second. It's your choice." Ralph's engineer, Sam Michael, valiantly attempted to relay the message to the determined German driver. But Ralf, a fierce spirit in his own right, was far from content with the situation. "Ralf, you cannot overtake Damon." "Okay, that is a team order." Sam Michael's voice echoed through the radio. "You heard me before, didn't you, Ralf? About overtaking Damon. You heard that, didn't you?" Sam's voice cut through the tension, seeking acknowledgement. Silence hung heavy, like a storm cloud ready to unleash its fury. "Get that, Ralf? Did you hear me?" Sam's insistence reverberated. Yet, silence persisted. "Ralf, acknowledge." Finally, he struck a chord with the German driver. "Yes, Sam," came the two-word reply. The race concluded on lap 44, with Damon Hill celebrating his historic victory for Jordan, marking their first ever GP win. It was an extraordinary achievement for the team. However, Schumacher's frustration remained evident, as he had been denied a potential victory. He even crashed Jordan's post-race celebrations, expressing his displeasure and threatening Route's future at Jordan. In the end, the 1998 Belgian GP will forever be remembered as a race of immense drama, featuring intense rivalries, strategic battles, and unexpected turns of events, leaving an indelible mark on Formula One history. Thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts below.